Welcome to the Big Marathon. From my kitchen with love. Let's bake together with all our heart and soul. Let's start with crispy and juicy meat borek. Ingredients: 500 grams ground meat, 1 large onion chopped, 1 clove garlic chopped, 1/4 cup oil, 1 tablespoon paprika, 1/4 teaspoon cumin, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 1/2 bunch coriander or parsley chopped, 1 egg for brushing, sesame seeds for decoration, and puff pastry. Preparation: put the oil in a frying pan. When the oil is hot, add the onion. Fry until lightly golden. Add the garlic. Fry for another minute. Add the meat. Continue to fry until the meat turns dark. If a lot of liquid has accumulated, you can strain add paprika, cumin, salt, black pepper. Mix well. Add the coriander and mix. Cover the pan. Fry for another minute. Put the meat in a food processor and grind. Place the dough on the work surface. Sprinkle a little flour the dough. Roll it out a little. Fill it with meat in an even layer over the entire dough, not to the edges. Roll the dough all the way to the end. Mark the dough at equal intervals. And cut. Place on a baking sheet with baking paper. Flatten it a little. Brush an egg on the dough. Sprinkle sesame seeds. Put it in a preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. Bake for about 30 minutes until a beautiful golden color. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Potato borek, flower-shaped. Ingredients: 4 large potatoes, 1 large chopped onion, 4 chopped garlic cloves, ½ teaspoon salt, a little black pepper, 3 tablespoons oil, rolled out puff pastry, a little flour, 1 egg, pitted black olives, sesame seeds and ground poppy seeds. For decoration. Preparation: put the potatoes in a pot with water on the stove. Over medium heat, wait for the potatoes to be soft. Strain the water. Wash the potatoes. Transfer them to a bowl. Set aside. Put the oil in a frying pan. Over medium heat. When the oil is hot, add the onion. Fry a little. Add the garlic. Continue to fry until golden brown. Add black pepper and salt. Fry for another minute. Turn off the heat. mash the potatoes. Add the onion with the garlic. Mix well. Sprinkle a little flour on the work surface. Place the dough. Sprinkle a little flour on the dough. Roll it out a little. Cut the dough into squares. Put a spoonful of the filling in the center of the square. Hold two opposite edges. Add the other two edges. Press them all together. Cut the olive in half. Place it in the center of the dough. Place it on a baking sheet. With baking paper, this way continue to prepare all the dough. Brush with egg. Sprinkle sesame seeds only on the dough. Decorate with ground poppy seeds. Put it in a preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. Bake for about half an hour until a beautiful golden color. Remove it from the oven. Bon appétit! my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Family spinach and cheese borek. Filling ingredients: 500 grams cottage cheese, 200 grams salty cheese, chopped, 300 grams grated cheese. I chose mozzarella cheese, 1 egg, spinach leaves, not necessarily cooked, 1 flat teaspoon salt. If the cheese is not too salty, rolled puff pastry. It doesn't matter if square, rectangle, round. 1 egg for brushing. Sesame seeds for decoration. Preparation: preparing the filling. Put in a bowl all the filling ingredients. Mix well. You can choose which cheeses you want. To have 1 cheese, white, 1 cheese like yellow cheese, and salty cheese. Wrap the bowl in cling film. Set aside. Grease a large round pan. You can use a smaller pan. Sprinkle a little flour on the work surface. Place dough on the work surface. Sprinkle a little flour over the dough. It is desirable that the dough be rectangular. If the dough is square, roll it out a little to the sides. Place some of the filling along the edge of the dough, not to the edges. Spread an egg on both edges of the dough. Fold the 2 edges of the dough and press. Roll from the edge of the dough almost to the front. Spread an egg on the edge of the dough. Roll. Sprinkle a little flour on the work surface. Place the bottom of the dough. Roll it a little. It into a snail shape. Place them in the pan, close to each other. but not too close. And on the same side. Pay attention when I roll it. I hold the sides so that the filling does not come out. It is possible that during baking, the filling came out of the dough. Spread a little egg. Sprinkle sesame seeds on top. Set aside for 15 minutes. From the dough and the remaining filling, I made triangular-shaped boreks. I placed them on a baking sheet. With baking paper, I spread an egg on top and sprinkled sesame seeds on top. Put in a preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. And bake about 35 minutes until a beautiful golden color. Family spinach and cheese borek. And cheese spinach borek, triangle shape. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Spinach and cheese borek. Ingredients: spinach, a little black pepper, a tablespoon Parmesan cheese, crumbled feta cheese, puff pastry, an egg for coating, sesame seeds for decoration. Preparation: put the spinach in a pan with a tablespoon of water. Cook until soft. Strain. Chop a little. Sprinkle a little flour on the work surface. Place the dough. Roll it out a little. Sprinkle a little flour on top of the dough. Cut the dough into 3 parts. Put the spinach in a bowl. Add a little black pepper, Parmesan cheese, feta cheese. Mix well until smooth. Place some of the filling on the dough. Arrange in a row. Roll gently. Press the sides together to round into a snail shape. The final edge of the dough. Place it under the middle. Place the borek on a baking sheet with lightly greased baking paper. Brush with egg. Sprinkle sesame seeds on top. Place in a preheated oven. Israel 180 degrees. United States 350 degrees. Bake for about half an hour until a beautiful golden color. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Dough-covered cheese fingers. Ingredients: 70 grams margarine or butter, 2 cups sifted flour, about half a cup water, very little salt, 1/4 cup milk, cheese fingers, mozzarella. Preparation: put all the ingredients in a bowl, except for the cheese fingers and the water. Gradually add the water. Knead until a uniform dough. Wrap the dough in cling film. Put in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Take the dough out of the refrigerator. Place it on a floured surface. Cut it in half. Keep 1/2 in the refrigerator. Wrap it in cling film. Sprinkle a little flour on the dough. Roll it into a thin sheet. Straighten the dough around it. Create rows that aren't too wide. Take one row of the dough. Wrap the cheese. A little stretch the dough and roll it. Cut the rest of the dough. Pinch the edges. Roll it well so that it comes together into one dough. Set aside. Stretch the dough. Cut the rest of the dough. Pinch the edges. Roll well. Set aside. Pay attention. The dough is soft and flexible. Once the dough warms up, it is impossible to work with it. Return it to the refrigerator. To harden a little, take out the dough that left in the refrigerator. Continue preparing the cheese fingers until I finish all the dough. Put oil in a pan over medium heat. Wait for the oil to heat. Gently place the cheese fingers. Fry until golden brown. On both sides. Remove to a plate on absorbent paper. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Rich meat borek with mushroom sauce. Ingredients: 3 potatoes, 2 kohlrabi, 2 turnips, 300 grams minced meat, 1 onion, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 3 cloves garlic and rosemary leaves that I soak in oil, 1/2 teaspoon hyssop, 1/2 teaspoon ground coriander seeds, 2 tablespoons ground walnuts, chopped coriander, sesame seeds for decoration, hyssop for decoration, egg for coating. Rolled puff pastry. Not important with the rolled puff pastry. Rectangle, square. Mushroom sauce ingredients. Mushrooms that I boiled in water and strained. 2 tablespoons oil. Chopped coriander. 1 tablespoon flour. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric. 1/2 teaspoon salt. Preparation. Put water about half the height of the pot Add potatoes, kohlrabi, turnips, and salt. Bring to a boil. Cook about 20 minutes until soft. Transfer to a strainer and wash. Transfer to a bowl. Mashed for puree. Set aside. Put the olive oil in the pan. The oil is hot. Add the garlic with the chopped rosemary, chopped. Onion. Fry for a few minutes. While stirring, add the meat. Break up. Continue to fry. Add the puree. Continue to fry. Add the rest of the ingredients and stir. Set aside to cool. Put oil in the pan. The oil is hot. Add the mushrooms. Fry until brown. Transfer to a strainer. Set aside. Put oil in a small pot on the gas. Add the flour. Stir constantly so there are no lumps. Add glass of water. Continue to stir. Add the turmeric and salt. Continue to stir. Stir all the time. Add the coriander. Continue to stir. Turn off the heat. Transfer the mushrooms to a bowl. Add the sauce over the mushrooms. Stir. The sauce is ready. Set aside. Place a square puff pastry on the work surface. Brush an egg on both sides, the edges. Place a spoonful of the filling in the center. Hold one end. Close on the opposite end. Press slightly. With a fork, press again. Create a decoration. Place on a baking sheet with baking paper. Brush with egg. Sprinkle sesame seeds on top. A little hyssop. I also made it in the shape of a rectangle. Put in a preheated oven. Israel 180 degrees. United States 350 degrees. Bake for about 25 minutes until golden. Remove from the oven. Before serving, put the hot mushroom sauce on top. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. potato borek quickly and easily. Ingredients: 4 large potatoes, 1 large chopped onion, 4 chopped garlic cloves, ½ teaspoon salt, a little black pepper, 3 tablespoons oil, rolled out puff pastry, a little flour, 1 egg, sesame seeds for decoration. Preparation: put the potatoes in a pot with water on the gas. Over medium heat, wait for the potatoes to be soft. Strain the water. Rinse the potatoes. Transfer to a bowl. Set aside. Put the oil in a frying pan. Over medium heat. When the oil is hot, add the onion. Fry a little. Add the garlic. Continue to fry until golden brown. Add black pepper and salt. Fry for another minute. Turn off the heat. Mash the potatoes. Add the onion with the garlic. Mix well. Sprinkle a little flour on the work surface. Place the dough. Sprinkle a little flour on the dough. Roll out a little. Cut the dough into 3 equal rows. Taking part of the potato and roll, place on the dough, all along the row. Mix well the egg. Set aside. Roll the dough on the potatoes. the edge of the dough, I spread an egg. Continue rolling. Tighten the edges. Very important, roll the dough tightly. Do not leave an opening at the bottom. Tighten well on the sides. Take a baking pan with baking paper. Place in the pan. Cut at equal distances diagonally. Not all the way. Spread egg. Sprinkle on sesame seeds. Put in preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. Bake for about half an hour until a beautiful golden color. In the meantime, I make hard-boiled eggs, vegetable salad. Take out of the oven. Cut all the way. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Cheese spinach borek. Ingredients: spinach, puff pastry, 150 grams feta cheese, 50 grams fat cheese, 2 tablespoons soft cheese, 1 egg for coating, sesame seeds decoration. Preparation: put the spinach in a pan. Cook until softened. Filter, chop a little. Crumble the feta cheese into a bowl with the spinach. Add the fat cheese and mix well to a uniform mixture. Add the soft cheese. Mix well to a uniform mixture. Taste. If it's salty, add a little soft cheese. Set aside. Sprinkle a little flour on the work surface. Place the dough. Cut 3 cuts. In the square of the dough, almost to the middle. Put a spoonful filling. Moisten a little with water. Fold the edge of the cut square over the filling. Tighten the sides. Place it on a baking sheet with baking paper. Continue to prepare until the filling and dough finished. Spread an egg. Sprinkle sesame seeds on top. Put in a preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. Bake for half an hour until a nice golden color. so tasty. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Cheese Borek pie. Ingredients: all kinds of cheeses at home. Yellow cheese, white cheese, cottage cheese, grated mozzarella cheese, 1 teaspoon ground Parmesan cheese, 1 tablespoon flour, zest of 1 lemon, 1 egg, half a teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, egg for brushing, sesame seeds for decoration, puff pastry, preparation: cut the yellow cheeses into small pieces. Put the yellow cheese in a bowl. White cheese, cottage cheese, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, flour, zest of 1 lemon, 1 egg, salt, black pepper. Mix well until a uniform mixture. Open the puff pastry. Cut the dough the size of the pan. Place it on the baking sheet with baking paper. Put the filling on the dough. Smooth it into an even layer, not to the edges. Spread an egg on the edges so that the top dough, it will stick to the bottom dough. Cut the dough the size of the pan. Place the dough on the cheeses. Press down on all sides. Cut lengthwise and widthwise. At equal intervals. Put a little flour on the cutter so that it doesn't stick to the dough. Brush with egg. Sprinkle sesame seeds on top. Put in a preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. Bake about 40 minutes until a beautiful golden color. From my kitchen with love. Subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the next recipe. Borek cheese. Ingredients: 100-gram cottage cheese, 100-gram white cheese, 50-gram goat or Bulgarian or safed cheese, 80-gram grated cheese, mozzarella or yellow cheese, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons flour sifted, A little salt to taste if necessary. Puff pastry rolled. One egg for brushing. Sesame for decoration. Preparation. Cut the saved cheese into small pieces. Put the cottage cheese in a bowl. White cheese. Saved cheese. Grated cheese. A little salt. And the egg. Mix well into a uniform mixture. Add the flour. Mix well into a uniform mixture. Wrapped in plastic stick. Put in refrigerate for half an hour. Put a pastry bag in glass. Put the filling into a pastry bag. Put aside. Sprinkle some flour on the work surface. Place the dough with the nylon facing up and peels it. Sprinkle some flour on the dough. Flatten slightly. Cut equal squares in the dough. Put the filling in the center of the square, possible with a spoon. Spread an egg on both ends of the dough. Hold one end of the dough. Folds on the opposite end. Tightens on the sides. Forms a triangle. Tightens well. Place on a baking sheet. With baking paper, continue to prepare the remaining dough. Apply egg. Sprinkle over sesame seeds. Put in a preheated oven. Israel, 180 degrees. United States, 350 degrees. Bake for half an hour, up to a beautiful golden color. Can be served with tomato sauce and spicy. Hard-boiled egg, pickled, or dip else you like. From my kitchen with love. Did you like it? Subscribe to my channel. Don't miss out on new recipes. Coming soon, a new marathon. My cookbooks on Amazon. Good luck.